Welcome to the fish tank.
Hey everybody, Fishman here, and welcome to another video. And as what seems to be becoming the norm, I got way too busy to actually get this completed, but I thought I would give you an update on it. As it says in the thumbnail, this has actually evolved quite interestingly, and I thought I'd share some of those details with you. And it's not all about the desktop tank, it's actually mostly about these things. I'm really liking them. I've had them on a number of projects now. I'm testing them out in actually with clients and other things, and I find they're easy to take apart. I find they're easy to modify, and most importantly, of course, especially from a client's point of view, they're easy to clean. So I've been doing some tinkering with those, and I wanted to incorporate into them the adjustable air stones. So the hard part about making the air stones is just getting the hole to go through right down the middle, because I find that's the only reason that they tend to leak a little bit. So a little trick I developed here is I pull the two parts and separate them, and then I just line everything up with the thinnest part, which is this thing here, and then I put it back together with leaving the vise and of course the milling machine all in one place, and then I drill through the whole thing all at once, like here. So nothing has changed, so it's all centered on the tiny piece, and then I just drill through. And it really makes it a lot easier. Now the change I made in the acrylic part is I widened the hole to a point where this will fit in. Well, I also machined this down just a little bit because I do want to make sure enough water can get by through the acrylic tube to make sure there's enough flow. So those two things done, I end up with this modification. So the hole's wide enough now, and that piece will fit in there nicely. But if I just threw the acrylic rod in here, like the airline tubing, it would end up just splashing a lot of water out. So I made these things. These are just little bushings. They fit in there. These at this point they're just a little snug. I decided afterwards they didn't need to be that tight, so I loosened them up a little bit, and it actually just fits really nicely. So these just pop over the ends of these things. So there you go. That fits in there. And what this allows me to do is I can take the adjustable air stone out, make a slight adjustment to it, pop it. I don't have to take the whole assembly apart anymore. And I thought this was really kind of cool because, well, you know, being lazy and everything, I don't want to spend tons of time fiddling with things. And I thought it would be actually really good for the desktop tank because I wanted to incorporate some interesting ideas in it. I want some people to try this, well, one person, to try it out and see what they think of it. So that's at this point, the finished idea for guiding water into with air into a separate area. So there you go. That's my intake tubes, and there's going to be 3 of them. And you see, one of those tubes one of the pipes is a lot longer, and that's because I wanted to also make sure that there's more flow going to the highest tower, so I made that one a little bit longer. Now, one other thing I wanted to do for this is a number of people thought it was splashing too much, and it was, but once all the stuff goes into this thing, like all the gravel and plants and bits and pieces of driftwood and everything else, it will either not splash at all or just splash a very little bit. But then again, I was thinking as I was going through this process, maybe someone doesn't want all that stuff in there. Maybe they just want to run this relatively cleanly and just have something simple. So I figured the easiest way of doing that is to put a splash guard around the back sides. Now the only way that is going to prevent the water from leaving the tank is that this has to sit inside. So I made this it's just a U shape, and it's going to fit just inside, and these little brackets here, which I'm going to put I think 3 more on, they're just going to hold it up just a little bit so that the edge matches with the top of the highest tower, and then there you go, you have it, so that all the water will just drain right back into the tank. The splashing is now irrelevant, but also, I mean, if you decide that you really want to make this even more complicated, I mean, I'm going to try and put together something interesting for this. You can actually have, you can attach stuff to this. I mean, it's acrylic, it's easy to attach stuff to, and you can have plants, pieces of driftwood, and all kinds of stuff actually going up the back of this thing as well, and not just have something simply for what's inside. So that was just an interesting thought I had, so I figured I'd put it together. And because this is modular, You can use just one stage, 2, 3, put the backing on, whatever you like. It's designed so that whoever ends up with this can use it to whatever extent they want, and obviously personalize it however they wish. There you go. That's a long-winded way of saying it goes into all sorts of different shapes and sizes, so fiddle with it as you like. Now, the only important part I was concerned with is it all has to fit in as compact a place as possible, so I wanted it all to fit inside this tank. So there's the extension there for the top tower. And you also notice in the top tower, the other thing I did, well, actually two things I did. First off is this. I put a little splash guard on there, just so that if there's any bubbling at the higher end, again, it won't go anywhere else but downwards. And then the other thing you'll see, there's 2 holes now drilled closer to the water level. I wanted to... this actually was a commenter left this as an idea, that it would be interesting to have that water trickle down something, and that's my current plan, is to have the water output from this go down either a piece of driftwood or something along those lines, and it will should be interesting. And that is actually what I plan on doing for next Wednesday. Here I go again, planning out a video for the next video, but it's I want to do this on the weekend. I want to get this up and running and started out, so hopefully that will all come through, and the next Wednesday we'll have something. And this is the part I really actually like about all the mods I did for this so far. These are all just hooked up, and I had them running in one of the tanks in my system there. That is how simple this is to hook in. It's very straightforward. And I really like this part of it, and I definitely am going to be using this for any builds I'm doing for clients and whatnot, because it's so simple just to pop that out, make a slight adjustment to the airstone. These are all preset, obviously. I do like it how it works. And then the other thing you'll notice as this goes along here, there is actually a lot less splashing now with these adjustable airstones on it. But there is still some. You'll see as this video progresses, watch the acrylic background there. It does get some water spots on it, and that's perfectly fine because this is completely open at the moment, and obviously it's not going to, it's not going to have any restriction whatsoever to any kind of splashing. But there you go. That's it running. It's not actually up to full speed yet because it all has to come to equilibration, but it bubbles nicely, and this is it clear and clean, and I really actually like the look of it just as is, but there will definitely be lots of stuff in this. I have some ideas, and it'll be interesting to see how it all turns out when I finally get this all put together. The hardest part I think is going to be getting the driftwood for the top chamber, because I don't usually do small tanks. So, my idea of a small tank before I started a YouTube channel was something that was under 100 gallons. So this is actually, this is like, what, 7 gallons? So me getting something that's going to fit in there, I may have to end up breaking up a piece of driftwood I have, so we'll see how that goes. It should be interesting anyway. So there it is. It's all bubbling together. So now the plan is, on Wednesday, I will do a short video of this running, maybe with more than one setup. I'm not sure yet. If I have the time, I will do that. Otherwise, I will just show this up and running. I'm going to get some fish in it. I'm going to put some shrimp in it. I'm going to do, like I said, a number of different things, some snails, all that sort of stuff. Most of that, of course, is just to give you guys ideas on suggestions, I guess, just for what you might want to do when you get this. So anyway, if you like the style of video, please like and or subscribe. That would be much appreciated. And on Wednesday also, of course, I will do the draw. I will pick someone out of all the videos that I've had this up for. And as I said before, it's not going to really be possible for me to show the process for that. So I'm just going to pick somebody, like draw a number, scan down, find them, because I'm not sure which video it's going to be in. It'll start... someone suggested starting at the back and working my way up, so I might do that. But anyway, I'll pick somebody. It will definitely be random, and I will let the winner know who it is. So again, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video, and bye for now.